Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Southeast Gassers Association TV. We're at North Myrtle Beach Dragstrip in Long, South Carolina, and we're getting ready to go drag racing.
North Myrtle Beach Dragway. There you see Brian Higginbotham and that Henry J taking on Ben Helms in the Pucker Time.
That race is underway, David, and this is the opening round. D-Gas heading the show at Myrtle Beach. Right here you got two guys, this all-important first round. If you don't get past this one, you don't have no chance of winning the race. A good shot here along with that H-bomb Henry J. Down the racetrack they go, David.
Looks like that advantage he used all the way to the finish line as you see Brian Higginbotham moving on. Kelvin Cannon coming up in that awesome-looking Payne's panel van. He's going to be taking on Alfred Adams in the 55 Chevy.
And what a green paint job. You know, that's a cool-looking old 55 Chevrolet. And Adams, he is rolling in here. This is, I think, his second or third race with us, and he has got this whole 55 making power and going down that racetrack.
Sure does right there. You see him marching on to the victory. Look at the margin of victory for Alfred Adams.
A different zip code.
Sure was. The Flower Power Chevy right there, Cynthia Phillips, taking on her nemesis, Rick Cathcart, in the Troublemaker.
You know, David, this scene has been repeated time and time again. Cynthia and Cathcart constantly coming out on top. I know Cynthia wants this round terribly bad. She's got to beat this guy to get it off of her.
Oh, look at the spin, a tire spin way down low right there.
That car not gaining the traction it needed. But Cynthia, look at this shot right here. A good professional-looking driving job, bringing that car back to the center of the line.
Let's go to Mitch in the pits, talking with Todd Oden about the bounty that's been placed on his head.
We're in the pit area of Todd Oden and his race team, more commonly known as the XX 58 Chevrolet, the absolute dominator in D-Gas competition. 20 rounds of competition, 100 points ahead of number 2. Such a dominant season that a $402 bounty has been put on their head for anyone who can take them out previous of the last race of this season. Here's the kicker. If they don't get put out by nobody, then Todd and family gets to collect that $402 bounty themselves.
We're glad to be in the position we're in, and we're going to race today like we've never won a race. We're going to hammer down.
Very well spoken, and may well be the reason why he is a champion, because he attacks every race in that same manner.
There he is, Jeff Madden, coming out of Charleston, South Carolina, and look who he draws. He draws that slingshot, Todd Blackman.
Talk about a tough draw for a guy that's relatively new to the Southeast Gassers. You know, the opening round here for the C-Gas competition. This poor guy, I wonder if he knows what a job he's got on his hands, David.
I tell you what, now I know that Jeff's had a hard time getting that motor back in that car. He's been thrashing a lot, and here he's welcomed by the #1 qualifier.
Todd taking his time to stage and gone once that light comes on. That Blackwell Chevy 2 is awesome.
And look how straight it went down through there now. Beautiful lead right there from Jeff Madden, and you got to think he's on his game. But Todd Blackwell flawless in that pass, and there you see the margin of victory. Larry Noel going to be taking on Danny Bird out of Sykeston, Missouri in that Junkyard Dog.
Another car, Larry Noel, been with us for about a year now. Him and his lovely wife, they make a great team up against Danny Bird. This is another case where Larry really has a tough draw here. Danny Bird, no stranger to the wins or the final rounds. Larry looking, you know, to try to compound on that, but man, Larry crossing the center line, getting out of shape. This round was over kind of from the start.
Danny Bird taking it right on to victory, looking at straight and true down the track.
It's the old school cars, the stuff I remember when I was doing it, and the people, the drivers, everybody's just so nice and friendly and just where I want to be.
Great interview, Mitch. That guy epitomizes everything that we stand for here in the Southeast Gassers. Good old cars and great people.
Exactly right, David. And here's Dean Harris and Robert Frazier getting ready to put on the show that this guy paid to see.
Man, look at that Barracuda right there. Just love that race car, the black and blue, put together by him and his wife, Rita, in their basement. Going to take on Dean Harrison, the Gray Ghost, in that beautiful Chevy 2 right there.
That it is. Robert and his wife, that is Chrysler through and through. Tow Vehicles Chrysler, that is a Chrysler family. Now, he has got a challenge right here with Dean. Dean is a fast car, won a lot of races. Let's see how this one turns out.
Wow, Robert Frazier is going to take him out right here in the lights. Look at this race, folks. Check out this finish line. That is a beautiful shot.
That it could have been some voodoo issues with some wheels that Jerry Birch loaned you, and now you've taken those wheels, one each, to the pit area of Doug Dobbins and Jerry Birch to spread some of that voodoo back to them.
That's right. We tried that, and what's happened since I took those wheels off, it hasn't leaked a drop of anything. So I don't know if it had anything to do with it or not, but we're going with it.
The Brotherhood of Sea Gas moves right on to the next pair here. Rusty Sampson taking on Zach Hall.
55 and a 57 Chevrolet. This is good Seagas 1960s racing, David. And these two guys are really the cream of the crop of this. Zach moving into Seagas this year after dominating the first few races of D-Gas. He said, I'm going to move up, see what happens. Well, I'm going to tell you what happens right now. Rusty Sampson just stood that thing on the bumper and won that race.
Look at that lead right there. Beautiful shot right there. Zach Hall giving him all he can, but that bad banana went straight down that racetrack. No wavering at all in his tracks down the racetrack. Denver, North Carolina's Ronnie Lineberger in that bow tie buzzard, taking on Campobella, South Carolina runner Doug Dobbins.
You know, David, Doug is in a points battle here that is nothing short of just nail biting. You've got him and Rusty Sampson tied for number 2 and only 10 points behind Jerry Birch, of course, for number 1 spot. This is so critical to Doug and to Rusty, who won his round. Doug winning this round. Beautiful launch of that Chevy, too. Mr. Lineberger never even in the shot.
Yeah, tough assignment right there for Ronnie Lineberger, just taking on that car. And again, those cars are handling well going straight down the racetrack.
Drag racing is full of ups and downs, and one of the biggest downs that you'll ever face, Jared Bailey experienced this weekend. They come to the race with parts prepared to keep the car going to win races. However, one major thing that they don't have, they didn't expect, something that rarely gives trouble, the rear end differential and a drive shaft maybe. Qualifier testing last night exploded parts that they do not have repairs for, therefore going to have to set out. But maybe you get to see his dad, Tim Bailey, win another race.
That is the plan. We got to have all hands on deck on him. It's an unfortunate thing. We're just testing new stuff, trying new products out on the Studebaker, and just didn't our week. But you have to test to know whether you're going to break stuff or not, and it didn't work out the way we needed it to. Rusty made a statement last night. He said, cars are only in 2 forms. On the way to being broke or broke when you're a race car. So mine's broke, and the rest of these are in the process of being broke.
The Atomic Hillbilly right there, Derek Napier, going to be taking on none other than the aforementioned alley cat of Tim Bailey.
Well, let's hope that neither two of these cars break any parts. This should be a good run. Tim, won our last race at Darlington. Great win for him. Actually, his first win in Southeast Gassers Association, even though he is a points champion. However, Todd Napier has made rounds. He went to the finals at this race last year. His dad did. So now, let's see what happens in this round of competition.
A couple of father-son teams on the line right here. Tim Bailey gets the drop on him. It looks like Tim Bailey's going to take that alley cat on to the next round.
That he did. That car, you can see it moving around a little bit, David. These cars are not always straight and true, and this is a prime example.
In the pit area with Jerry Birch, who is no stranger to winning races and certainly is not a stranger to winning rounds. However, he has never won a championship. He comes so close last year when Tim Bailey took the championship in Seagas. For this year, he is setting number 1 with 2 races left, and he's only 10 points ahead. So this is going to be a nail biter to see who comes out on top. Jerry, you found yourself in another position, 10 points ahead. We've done the math. You are number 1 sitting right now, but you got 2 bad hombres. Doug Dobbins, Rusty Sampson sitting behind you, only 2 rounds. How does that affect how you and Joey attack this race today?
We just go out there and do the same thing we do every race. Because, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Just like last year, we went into leading, and had problems. Lost by 5 points to Tim Bailey. So, just wasn't meant to be. So we just go out there and try to win, and you go out there and try to win, it'll take care of itself.
Josh Owens, Moonshiner, White Lightning. I mean, you know, this has kind of been a topsy-turvy season for you. A lot of learning curves, there's no question of that. But today, we're kind of racing for a different reason. Boot Leonard, you know, what a friend, what a supporter of Southeast Gasser, sponsor on your race car. I know he's a good friend of yours. You know, how do you prepare for a race like that?
Well, I'm going to tell you, the pressure's on. The entire Assorted Nuts crew and Ace's High Tattoo crew are here, which is Boot's crowd, and they're all here basically to cheer on the Southeast Gassers, but mainly they were my sponsor. And if I go out here and screw this up, then today is, of all days, is a day for me to do good. So hopefully God's willing, you know, we're all out here having a good time. We're getting a race. We're above the dirt. But I just want everybody to remember my friend Boot. He was a really, really, really big supporter of the Southeast Gassers and of me. I don't know how many people really support me, so
He definitely did.
He definitely did, so it means a whole lot. And I love the Southeast Gassers and everybody that supports it.
Big round right here for Josh Owens in that White Lightning, but he has got a tough customer right here in the Freebird, and the Freebird's trying to make sure he goes on to stay in that points championship hunt.
David, it may be a big round for Josh, but it's an even bigger round for Jerry. Jerry must win this round. He's only 10 points, 2 rounds ahead of 2 guys that have already won in the first round. So he has got to maintain that position. He's got to go round for round in order to assure his victory. However, Boot Leonard, I know he's riding with Josh on this one. Josh going down in normal Josh style around on the racetrack, but Jerry taking it for the win.
Yeah, Josh having to get up on that wheel as that car got a little bit out of control. Him calling on some of his dirt track experience right there, but he's able to gather it in.
I tell you, the first round that I seen you up there in qualifying, I was watching this car hanging a serious left hook, but hey, you know, you looked really cool going down the racetrack because you kept pulling gears, but that does kind of show a lot of horsepower.
Yeah, this car is making a lot of horsepower. Like I say, I about knocked the Christmas tree down, and, you know, we might not win this race today, but we're going to put a show on. You know, we're here kind of honoring Boot Leonard and his memory, and Boot was a real good friend of mine, and I'm determined if I don't do nothing else today, I will put on a show for these fans, and I will drive this thing, as Todd Napier told me, drive it like you stole it, and that's how we're going to work it today.
There you see Jimmy Huff out of Georgia bringing that hoopty wagon, going to take on Ernie Smith and the One Gone Dog.
David, Ernie here needs this round. He's got some Todd Napier power in this thing. They had some serious engine damage from Darlington. Todd stepped up and said, here, I'm going to do a motor for you. He's done him a really good motor. As we were just talking to Ernie, a lot of horsepower. Now, talk about horsepower. He's up against the epitome of Ford horsepower over here. It's going to be to see who wins this one.
Tough, good and close down near the line. It looks like Jimmy Huff's going to pull it out. What an awesome wheel stand. As you see both of them leave the line right together, Jimmy Huff's going to pull out on the top end.
That he did. Good shots right here going down the racetrack. Both cars solid. There's the winner.
A-Gas round 1. There you see David Burrow bringing in his son Gabriel in the Southern Flyer. They're going to be taking on Steve Davis in the Pawpaw Spin.
That he is, David, Mr. Pawpaw Spanny. I got sternly corrected at this race because at Darlington I referred to him as a slightly different pronunciation, and he made no bones about correcting that is Mr. Pawpaw Spanny. So, Steve, you got it, my friend. We had a good time talking about that, a lot of jokes, but here is one heck of a drag race coming up. These are 2 good competitors, a great Ford Chevrolet matchup. Look at the launch. These cars are together. Second wheel, the wheels are in the air. David, this is a drag race, Southeast Gasser style.
Look at those wheels in the air. Gabriel going to take the win right there.
That is a good, righteous win for Gabriel, and he needed it. That Ford is finally on a tear.
Next pair in the first round, Pitts Quayne Stott against Barry Lynn in that little red wagon.
David, Grand Illusion, Quayne Stott, obvious name synonymous with Southeast Gassers. After all, he is the founder. Now, Barry Lynn, little red wagon, big 427 engine in this car, in a big car. Barry, his wife, his brother that you just seen, they are so instrumental in things with the Southeast Gassers Association, even outside of the racing aspect. Now, Barry needs this win. He really does. Barry has had 1 round win this season, and he needs one. He may get it. Quayne having trouble Twain coming back around.
Boy, look at the wheel stand by both cars right there. Barry Lynn bringing them up in second gear, but like as you said, it's just not enough to take out that 41 Willis. Next pair pits, Gary Klein against Ben Christopher. Ben in that Happy Days 48 Anglia.
Yet to be finished, but I know when it's done, that is going to be one gorgeous race car, David. Gary Klein, my old hero from when I was a kid, no doubt about it. Loved to watch this guy drag race when I was walking around at 5 years old, if even that old.
Well, Mitch, he looks younger than you.
Well, you know, that's a testament to good living versus bad living, David. But nonetheless, you know, we both spent a lot of our time in drag racing, so I don't know what happened. But what I do know happened here is we've got a drag race underway, a great start by both cars, and Ben Christopher edged that one out, even though Gary was hugging that center line.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that is Christopher's first round of victory this year in Southeast Gasser competition.
David, I cannot say yes or no, but I think you're right.
You just won first round, and if I'm mistaken, is this the first round of eliminations you've won in this car?
No, I remember I won a few back in Union.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is probably one I really earned. You know, the other one, he red lighted on me and different things. But yeah, it's finally coming around a little bit.
Well, we've got a unique vantage point down here at the finish line, and I can't tell you how good these cars sound and what they look like coming toward us down here. But I tell you what, you know, the clutch troubles, transmission troubles, whatever you've had with this thing today, this has got to be street reward. So we'll be looking for you in the next round.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Justin Moses out of Georgia bringing on, he's got a tough competition right here in Kenneth Phillips.
Kenneth, obviously, David, he has won rounds and won races like the best of them out here. I guess he's maybe right now he's Donovan's fiercest competitor and number 2 in the points, I do believe, is where he is officially at. Now, Justin Moses, what a gorgeous 56 Chevrolet, so representative of the era of the 60s that we're representing and bringing back and keeping alive. Great shot here, both these cars staging in, getting ready to do head-to-head battle. Here comes the long, beautiful heads up, what a drag race, but that Corvette of Kenneth Phillips is just gone.
Yeah, color him gone as you see Kenneth Phillips march on to the victory. What a beautiful lead right there for that 58 Corvette that they call the Silver Streak.
And it did streak on down the racetrack, David, to, you know, just beautiful, beautiful lead.
You have taken this old hot rod, brand new car this year, gave you a lot of fight at the first of the season, all of the things. You sold a wonderful race car, which is now terrorizing C-Gas.
Right.
I think there's something in that Phillips water over there on building these race cars, but here's the point, Kenneth. Donovan just basically cinched the 2017 championship by winning that round. There's not enough rounds for anyone to beat him this point forward. Basically, bar, you know, him not being able to show up to a race.
Right.
How does that affect any of you guys, you being actually a number 2, you was his closest competitor, how does that affect the way that you go from, you know, this forward, from this race to the final race at Shadyside? Do you still have the vengeance to outrun him? What's in your mind?
Still got the vengeance to outrun him. It's still just going to run it hard as it'll go. I couldn't have caught him no way. I'd had to win a lot of rounds, and he had to lose a lot of rounds.
There he is, the young blood Josh Pruitt taking on Rick Cathcart in that 49 Studebaker.
You know, David, Rick has had a time with Cynthia Phillips and the Flower Power, but this is not going to be quite so easy for him. Rick has got a job because Josh Pruitt run it up at the last race, and if there's anybody capable of taking that bounty, he is him over Todd Oden.
There goes that 64 Ford Fairlane down the track, and you see the Christmas tree there. It gives us the winner right there, and that's Josh Pruitt. Cathcart giving him a good run right there in that Ford Power in that Studebaker.
No doubt. That's a faster truck as you'll ever see, but it just wasn't fast enough.
You're running another round, and I mean, if this race is any indication of like it was at Darlington, you're the only man on the grounds that may take out that Todd Oden. So, you know, that's one more round for that opportunity. This car looks to be running really strong today.
Yes, sir. We had some problems this morning, but I think we're getting it figured out. It hooked so hard it knocked my dash loose, so that's a good sign, but we're going to give it all we got.
Coming around the corner there, you see the Henry J of Brian Higginbottom taking on the Rolling Fives, and that's going to be Alfred Adams.
That it is, David. Alfred is just making way. He finally, at this race, this car has come into its own. I was talking to these guys in the pit area. They have changed, and all of a sudden, this car just became a beast. Now, the old H-Bomb, No doubt about it. Henry J's so popular back in the day of gasser racing. They were such a fixture, but no more so than the 55 Chevrolet. Here they go, drag race underway. Higginbottom getting out of the groove, but staying with that gear stick, not backing off. Who is going to take it?
Looks like Alfred Adams takes it. You see that hard move to the right there. Might have been just enough, all that Alfred Adams needed to get this victory here today.
That it is. We've seen Cynthia Phillips in that same lane with that same starting line problem in round one, just not enough traction.
Alfred Adams, old rolling dice, buddy, I tell you what, I do believe this is your first round of competition win in the Southeast Gassers, isn't it?
That's right. Won one round all year.
Well, that is wonderful, brother. I'm glad to see you here. It looks as though you've got this thing ironed out. I know during testing, we was talking the other night, you've had a few problems with it, but hey, from my perspective, it looked like it's doing really well.
Well, I got two old drag racers came with me, and they've helped me a lot up at the tree, staging me. Robert and Darrell, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even do what I did, but they helped us a lot.
Well, brother, we'll be looking for you in the next round.
I hope so.
There you see Todd Oden coming around the corner of number one qualifier by winning that first round of eliminations. He gets a bye run right here.
David, he does. You know, that's one of the benefits of being the fastest car in the class or on the grounds for this day. All he's got to do is take the tree and go down this racetrack. Todd choosing to take this thing down the racetrack like his grandma would have drove it.
Big matchup right here. Rusty Sampson and the Bad Banana going to be taking on Doug Dobbins, the guys who are in second place in this C-Gas Points Championship.
David, this is the biggest battle of the day, bar none. This is everything to these two guys. The winner of this round has just distanced himself from the other in this tied for number 2 points battle. Now, Rusty Sampson coming all the way from Michigan, Doug Dobbins, North Carolina. Here's the thing. Doesn't matter where they're from. All that matters is which one goes home first. And in this round, this is so critical to the championship contention that it is not describable.
Great lead by both cars. A tough-looking race. Look at those wheels up. Man, the margin of victory had to be narrow on this one. Doug Dobbins looks like he is going to be the winner. Let's see what the finish line camera looks like.
This right here was worth it to every single person that bought a ticket to see that one race.
Doug Dobbins, this is one bright red Chevy 2, and you and it together just really set the stone on what could be the countdown between you and Jerry Birch for the championship in C-Gas. That don't take Rusty completely out, but boy, does it make it difficult for him.
Yeah, that was, I was trying to get everything right, and he played the tree. He wouldn't come in. I was already staged, sitting there with, he played me, but we outrun him.
Well, I can tell you this. From my viewpoint down here, this is the most unique view and sound on the top end. That was the greatest drag race of the day right there. Even down to the starting line staging issues, everything about that was absolutely spot on 1960s drag racing, buddy. And yes, you became the victor of it.
Heck of a lot closer than I wanted it to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the spectators that we've been honored to have is Joe Lopez. And what of the deal, he had on his bucket list the Southeast Gassers event. Apparently, his bucket had a leak in it because he fulfilled that list at Darlington at the past race, and lo and behold, here he shows up in Myrtle Beach for the second one, apparently to fill the holes in that bucket. Yeah. And he had this time his nephew, Con, brought him to the race.
And he's a godsend. Him and my lady brewed this trip up too, and it was a total surprise. And I filled him in with so much information about the Darlington race and how everything here relates back to my racing days back in the late 60s and early 70s. He just figured, I got to see this too, what Joe's talking about. And I'm having a ball just showing him all this stuff. He's a car guy. He likes cars. He loves cars. And I'm telling him all about the motors and everything. And I said, which one can we buy? I said, I want to buy Alley Cat. He says, well, who's going to drive it home? He says, I'm driving it home, Joe. You were supposed to have a concussion, and you're not supposed to be driving it. I said, well, we might have to fight or talk over that.
Well, nonetheless,
This is a love.
Nonetheless, we got you both here, and for you a second time. So, brothers, ladies and gentlemen, do like Joe. Come to a Southeast Gassers Association because it never fails to excite.
It's great.
There you see Robert Frazier in that Barracuda. He's going to be having a tall order right here with Todd Blackwell in the slingshot.
David, Robert obviously had a great first round going up against Dean Harris, taking him out with a good win. Whether Dean had any issues or not, I don't know. Maybe Robert just got the old Barracuda finally, as it says, letting the big fish eat. However, this round right here, I can't say it enough. The Blackwell family, Todd and Mike and Ethan Gilbert and these guys over here that all are part of it, which is their son-in-law. This is such a formidable team that Robert has got a duty to do.
And there you see, just right off the line, Todd Blackwell with the advantage, and he carries it right on through. Great looking lead by that Barracuda. That car won the best appearing car for us a few weeks ago at our other race, and it's not going to be enough to keep up with the slingshot on this particular run.
Todd Blackwell, I tell you, the slingshot Chevy too, man. She's just a bad hombre, ain't she?
Yeah, she's on it. All we can hope for is a little bit of luck tonight.
You know, I don't know what's going to happen with you and your dad next year. If you're going to race, if he's going to race, maybe you're going to do 2 cars. Who knows? Don't know. But all I know is that had you been campaigning this car all year long with this kind of performance, I don't think that'd be such a big issue on who's winning the points in C-Gas this year.
Yeah, I believe if you was, because the points goes with the driver, not the car. Absolutely. So if you added his together and mine together, we'd be definitely in the running.
No doubt about it. Be looking for you in round 3.
Got the battle of the animals right here. There you see the junkyard dog, Danny Bird, taking on Tim Bailey in the Alley Cat.
The Alley Cat, you know, was a victor at the last race, winning it. I don't know what's going to happen here because it is up against one bad dog, and that's the junkyard dog of Danny Bird. This guy is a professional racer from all aspects. Danny is, not to take anything away from Tim. Danny been around this sport forever. He knows how to win a drag race. Let's see if it plays out here. Tim just making it easy for him by having a launch that got slam out of the groove. Tim probably pedaled the car and then seen Danny going and just shut it down.
That's 3 times we've seen that out of that right lane. Those cars making a hard move to the right. Danny Bird, the benefactor here, as there's a lot of experience in those 2 race cars.
David, ever wonder why people park and stand and spectate all the way at the finish line? Just listen to the sound of Danny Bird coming down this track and going through the gears, and you'll understand why.
Danny Bird, junkyard dog, my foot. Let me tell you something, buddy. You do realize you just took out Tim, last race winner at Darlington. You know, that ain't no easy feat. And this old dude here just getting faster every time, and I know it is.
Yeah, we get lucky every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, you call it luck. I'm going to call it skill. You know, you didn't spend all these years in drag racing for nothing. And what an honor it is for us, the Southeast Gassers, to have you with us.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys, too. Especially Twain. We appreciate you guys very much.
Well, we're glad to have you, brother. We'll be looking for you in the next round.
Jimmy Huff coming around the corner against Jerry Birch, and another must-win for the Freebird.
That it is, and I'm just going to bet you that Rusty Samsel and especially Doug Dobbins is paying Jimmy Huff to outrun the Freebird. Stop this guy so that we can make some ground is what they're both thinking, especially Doug. And I'm going to go ahead and say yes, especially Rusty, because even though he's out at this race, he's not out of the opportunity to win this championship yet. Now, this is going to be another good Chevrolet Ford drag race. Old Ted Chavaria bringing Jimmy Huff into the stage beams up here. This should go down in history as what happens to Jerry Birch and who wins the championship.
Good lead by Birch. Huff trying to stick right with him. Looks like he may be a little bit behind. Jerry Birch is going to take the win. Look at those wheels in the air.
I love the launch of these cars, David. The power, the wheels up, the brutalness of the way these cars hit when that clutch is released.
Jerry Birch, old Freebird himself, I tell you what, the only thing you've got to do to win the championship this year in 2017 is just keep making rounds. And your closest competitor, Doug Dobbins, one of your closest competitors, just done you the big favor by taking out Rusty Sampsell. So that may well get Rusty off your back. But believe you me, old Doug Dobbins is hot on your trail.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and I think I got a tough one this round. Slingshot again. Oh. My pain in my backside. Nah, they're good people. I love them to death. But, yep, it'll be a tough one if I got him.
Good people ain't got nothing to do with a fast race car because that's still a problem no matter how good they are. Well, I tell you, brother, as I told Doug, there's one way to pass you, and that's to make 2 rounds more than you. So that pairing could play in his favor. Not saying you're not capable of outrunning them guys because Lord knows you are. But, hey, this is going to be a round to watch. We'll be looking for you in the next round.
Man, what an intro, Mitch. Thought you saw Donovan Stott always out of control as he normally drives that white trash.
That it is, David. You got the battle of the Stotts here, my brother and my son. Obviously, Donovan has capitalized this year, pretty much won the championship already. You've seen him chunking that thing into gear. These old cars are raw and brutal, David. Let me tell you now, they're not easy. You got to beat these things down the racetrack. There's Cynthia Phillips, Quayne's girlfriend, wife, Megan Phillips over here. No relation, believe it or not. Donovan's girlfriend, maybe going to be wife one day. These cars going head-to-head battle. What a launch. Quayne a little crooked. Donovan straight down the avenue. This is a drag race, and Quayne hugging the center line.
Tell you what, those wheels in the air in second gear for both cars, and what a drag race. Typical Southeast Gasser style right there, is that A gas is just on the edge all the time.
Donovan Stott, again, brother, just making rounds. But this could get real interesting because right now at the starting line is Gabriel Burrell and Ben Christopher. Yeah. So this could be a Ford Chevrolet battle. Could be battle of the Anglias. I'm talking about Kenneth has a bye run this round. Okay. So anyway, for next round, this could be, I don't know exactly how this is going to break down next round. This is fixing to say. But anyway, one more round. And now you're just looking like you're just planning on going out like a champion.
That's what's supposed to happen. You can't win a championship and lose first round. You got to win a championship and capitalize on the day.
Quayne Stott, Grand Illusion, brother, it is second round. You did have the 2017 champion beside you, Donovan Stott, which that's done figured. Mathematically, he can't lose. So I got to say, he's your nephew. He is a champion. Really didn't hurt too bad to lose.
He can't lose a championship, but he could have lost that race. And I don't know what I was doing. I've walking off up in the stands or something, I guess. I should have had a better light on him. I intended to take him out, and I hadn't got to run him all year, so everybody else keeps giving him rounds. I said, well, I ain't going to give him one. I'm damn if I didn't.
Well, like I said, I wasn't saying that he couldn't have lost that round. What I'm saying is it didn't hurt to lose since he is your nephew and he has won a championship, so it's really not a bad guy to lose against. He is really that good.
Oh, yeah, he's good. There's no doubt. That's why I wanted to beat him so bad because, like I say, everybody else keeps giving them to him. It's not that they're giving them to him. Donovan's earning them. He's not making no mistakes. But it's like, God, will y'all please race Donovan? This son of a gun is so awesome. And he did the same thing to me. I reckon he intimidates everybody just like he did me.
Well, we are getting older, so I guess it's time to step aside sooner or later.
Well, yourself, 20 years ago, nobody intimidated either one of us, so I guess it's time for somebody to.
Well, we're just teaching him how to intimidate, but that may not be right. But anyway, like I said, Quayne, good race today. Myrtle Beach has done great. A large number of people are lined up out here all day long. So either way, you had a successful day.
I won no matter what. We got a crowd here that's unlike this track's probably ever seen before. Like it is a lot of places we go, and I'm just tickled to death. I couldn't be happier.
Gabriel Burrell coming around the corner in the Southern Flyer, going to take on Ben Christopher in that 48 Anglia.
David, this is a good pairing, as I was just talking with Donovan about at the finish line down there. You've got a Ford versus this Anglia, which is an English Ford, Chevrolet powered, Gabriel Ford powered, true and true, believe you me. This is a round that Gabriel needs to win because he's up in the points. Ben needs to win this round just so the fact that he kind of gets a better feeling out of this Anglia because it has really thrown him some curveballs this year. Either way, This is going to create a unique matchup with Donovan in the next round. The winner of this, either going to be a pair of Anglias or a Ford versus Chevrolet battle.
There they come into the staging lanes. Look at that lead by both cars.
Great drag race, David. No question about it. Wow. Gabriel Burrell taking the win. He and his team has got to be elated because this car at this race has really come around through that with the Jimmy Huff power.
Southern Flyer still got the helmet on. That's an old family joke. However, Gabriel, buddy, that's another round. This Southern Flyer is really flying today.
The car's running. The clutch ain't doing real good, but the car run up top.
Well, maybe that's the key to this old hot rod. Maybe let the clutch just be ragged as can be and let the power come on out.
That's all it is. It's trying to drag me through the lights every time I start to rev it up. It tries to drag it, so just leave it low and let it pull back around them.
I'm telling you, it's working, brother. Looking for you in the next round.
Appreciate it.
There's your number 1 qualifier, Kenneth Phillips, in the silver streak number 2. He's going to be on a bye run right here by virtue of being that number 1 qualifier.
As we were saying earlier, David, with Todd Oden, that's one of the benefits of being the bad boy on the block. And in Kenneth's case, he is the bad boy on the block. This car is wicked, lethal, any and everything word that should be associated with it is. Here is beautiful Julieta pulling him into the beams. He's going to run it down for lane choice because that is critical in Kenneth's opinion for this racetrack.
The silver streak don't really need a bye run to win races, but man, I'm going to tell you something. The way this is looking now, Donovan's got a bye run next round. You've got the Southern Flyer, which is running strong today, and talk about a guy that is hungry to win a drag race. You might better really go plan this next round.
I'm going to have to. This thing's still bouncing. I can't get it out. But if Gabriel outruns me, I'll be tickled to death because he ain't won nothing, and I'm ready for him to win one.
Well, like you say, he went to the finals at the first race this season, but from that, he's really had a hard time. The car is literally running today, and I know he's hungry, so I would handle that one very carefully.
That's what I'm going to do.
Semi-final time here in D-Gas. Alfred Adams in that 55 is going to take on Todd Oden, the Dominator.
David, talk about an opportunity for a freshly christened drag racer with the Southeast Gassers Association, Alfred Adams. He has the opportunity to outrun Todd Oden and collect on that bounty that no one else has. He has made rounds today. This is obviously the 3rd round, and I know Alfred may be sitting over there counting that money because it is possible. He is running strong today. They are staged and ready to go. Let's see what happens.
Big lead right there, advantage to Todd Oden. Looks like maybe Alfred missed 2nd gear or something. And Todd Oden is going to streak away to victory in that double X.
That he did. David, from my perspective, he just didn't have the RPMs right when he left. 2nd gear wasn't a factor. It was all about dropping the clutch. And Todd Oden was ready, and Alfred was not.
Double X, brother, you know, hey, you making rounds. You was telling me Dad been working on the carburetors. Not that it really needs it, but you've got Josh Pruitt in the final round, and man, you talk about a hungry kid. He is hungry.
I guarantee you, Josh, hey, he's coming after me, and here he comes right here, right now. But yeah, my dad's been working hard on these carburetors, and we're trying to get that little extra bit of horsepower out of the car.
You might need it in the final round. We'll be looking for you. Congratulations, you're in another final, 2 in a row. I was just telling Todd, he might better go be prepared because I know Josh Pruitt is hungry.
Oh yeah, we're going to give it everything we got. Maybe 3rd time's a charm.
Well, let's turn that into a reality, not a maybe, brother. I tell you, just do your job like you did at the first race of the season, and I think you'll have it.
Yes, sir, I'm going to try.
Be looking for you in the finals.
Semi-final times, Mitch. There's Doug Dobbins going to be taking on the junkyard dog of Danny Bird.
This is going to be a good matchup right here, David. I tell you, this is going to be a quality drag race. Now, obviously, Doug Dobbins needs to win this round. This is his opportunity to match Jerry Birch round for round for round, and at minimum, not let him get further away from him, and to be there to capitalize on it if Jerry makes a mistake. You can see Jerry in the background, Joey Birch up there watching this round to see what happens. We know who he's pulling for, Danny Bird. Let's see what happens.
Man, look at the wheels up in the air by Danny Bird. Looks like Dobbins has kept him on the ground going down the racetrack. Looks like Doug Dobbins is going to be able to march on to the finals here at North Myrtle Beach.
I don't know what happened to Danny Bird. Something happened. I seen the flame come out of that header about second gear. I'm going to tell you, Doug could have been in trouble right there had Danny not had trouble.
Just one more round, brother. I know you may be busy and you ain't got a lot to say, but it's just one more round.
That's what I'm talking about. Woo, that was a big round.
That was a big one. You're going into the finals, and I'm going to tell you right now, your number one man that you're on his tail has got a tough competitor right now. So this could be possibly one round on him.
I know. Not wishing Jerry any bad luck, but Mitch, you just don't know how huge that was. Does it get any better than this?
It really don't. We were just talking about it a little while ago, man. This kind of racing, 4 speeds and clutches and close. Oh, no. Be looking for you in the finals, my brother.
Mitch Stott, you can cut the tension with a knife right here. Free Bird in the right lane. Going to be taking on the slingshot in the left lane. And you got to know that Jerry Birch is going to try to trim this tree as thin as he can.
That's, David, to be fair, that's his only choice. Unless Todd makes a mistake. Todd's been known to make some mistakes, or the car has had some issues at the last couple of races, braking and things like that. But Jerry's only choice here, in my opinion, from this point, is to kill the tree. Now, there's Brother Joey, the mastermind, I'm going to call him, behind the Freebird race team. Now, we've seen Joey stand up here watching the other run. We know that he's seen Doug Dobbins make a round. We know that he realizes what the pressure is. They're in. It's time to drag race. Let's see. Todd Blackwell is well underway, and Jerry fighting that car to not lose if at all possible.
Look at the tire shake right there. You can see as he didn't get those wheels up as high as he could, but the wheels were just shattering under that Freebird car, and that is too much to give Todd Blackwell as he marches on to victory.
Todd Blackwell, you may not be able to win the points, but my goodness, man, did you just stir the pot in those two who can?
We're giving it all it's got. That's all I can say. We raced him in the semis, I believe it was, in Darlington, and he's a good driver, and we made it to the finals again for the third time. We're hoping that something like this don't happen again.
Well, from my perspective down here, I don't know exactly what went wrong, but it looked like to me he was out on you. Looked like, I don't know, from my perspective, that's just what it looked like from down here. Looked like his car got really loose, but hey, I know that you had the power to come around if there was anything out of the way.
Well, to be honest with you, I can get that report when I get back to the trailer. I'm driving my own race. I'm not looking over there to see what he's doing. I'm just driving my race. Yeah.
Well, like I said, you may not be able to win the points this year, but you just really stirred the pot in those two that can, because Doug Dobbins won that round. He was 2 rounds behind Jerry, which means that he now just made 1 round. So there's 1 round of competition between one of those two winning the championship, and you are a major spoiler.
A-Gas semifinals. There you see Gabriel Burrow getting ready to take on the Silver Streak number 2 of Kenneth Phillips.
David, this is a round that, at the end of the day, really doesn't establish a champion or anything like that. This is just a round that Gabriel needs to win for his own personal satisfaction and his full year of effort. Now, Kenneth, on the other hand, not to say that he's not worthy of winning a drag race at all. We just, in the Southeast Gassers, we like to see some variations in our race winners. However, this is the way the races go down, is the way they go down, and that's just all that can be said, and we have to sit back and see what happens next. They are staged, they are launched. Gabriel, beautiful wheels up, but you can see Kenneth from this angle pulling away.
No doubt right there. Beautiful lead by that car, but Kenneth Phillips in the streak, just streaking away from him, that 58 Corvette on a string.
That it was, David. Another good drag race Ford Chevrolet.
Yeah, buddy, one more round. I mean, I know that Gabriel Burrow has got to be really hating you right now, because talk about a race he had the opportunity to win. This well could have been it, but here's the stage. Final round, you and old Donovan again, potential father-in-law, what we got going. Any tricks? You going to teach this boy anything?
I sure hope so. It's hard to teach him anything when he's so good, and that's the only thing they are wrong. See, there he goes.
Yeah, you might have thought he'd have took an easy run, but I bet he's shooting for lane choice on you. Who knows what he's got? Both you and he are running the left lane today, right, so, yeah. Hey, this could be critical.
Yeah, the left lane's a good lane today. The right lane ain't no good.
Well, we'll be looking for you boys in the finals.
All right, thank you.
It may be just a bye run, but it's still a round win, and it's another way of cementing that championship, which is well said and done. But, you know, the potential father-in-law said that he's coming for you.
Hey, I took that one pretty hard. I got out of shape, and it was a bye run, so I should have quit, but I wanted to see if it could be pulled back in, and it came back for me in third gear. I don't know what my ET was, but we may have something for him today. The ETs are closer than normal, and so we play our old tree game, see what happens.
Well, you know, both of you guys have been running the left lane favorably today, and so this could be a deciding factor, left or right lane, and who has lane choice, who knows? We won't know till we get it back up to the front.
That's right. It looked like he had a pretty good pass. I seen him beat Gabe, and so I'm assuming he's got it just because he does normally have a quicker ET, but you never know.
Josh, this is 2 races in a row, you and Oden in the finals. I mean, what is your plan? Did you changing anything from the way you done in Darlington? Have you assessed that Darlington race? Just tell me what's in your mind right now, because there's a lot on this. Not only the beating him and winning this race, but an additional $400 as well.
Yes, sir. Well, past couple races I ain't been staging it up online like I was supposed to. See, I'm still learning as we go, so we're gonna stage it up a little bit more and give it more juice. So we're gonna give it all we got.
Well, but I mean, do you think the car can handle that? Do you think it's going to get into a quicker ET? Do you think it's close enough to where any starting line advantage? In other words, do you have enough performance to where you can beat him, given a little bit of starting line mishap on his part?
If I trim, get him 60 foot, it's going to be a heck of a race. So I hope I can hold it out on the big ends, but we'll see.
We'll be watching from the finish line down there, because that's a really cool shot. So
Yes,
we'll be pulling for you, brother. Have a good one. Todd, multiple final rounds for you. You no stranger. I know that you and your dad know how to run a race. I know you had to know to run a drag race. Not only that, you know how to win. But as each race goes by, more and more pressure has to be applied. Josh Pruitt is one hungry kid. Does that affect you, or you and Dad just say, hey, we're just going to go do it what we do?
It does. It makes me really want to sharpen and really just hone down and get right down to where I've got to be. I'm nervous right now. I mean, my heart's just beating, but that's what makes this fun. That's why we're here. And I look out there and I see all those fans still out there. And a minute ago, going down the track, people were going like this, and I thought that made double X. They're double X and going down the track. I saw them down through there, but it's just we're having so much fun, and I wish the best for Josh. I just want to beat him again tonight. That's all I want to do. Just want to win, and they're great competitors, and like I say, I wish him the best. But tonight, I just want to win one more. Just one more.
Just here in the pit area, catching up with the grandparents of Josh Pruitt, D-Gas standout, going into the final round for the second race in a row. And I think Ann, grandmother, may have something to say. Ann, what do you think is going to happen on this final round with Josh and Todd Oden?
He better win.
He better win.
Our granny's got it in for him.
D-Gas finals right here. The aforementioned Todd Oden and Josh Pruitt doing it again here at North Myrtle Beach.
David, Josh Pruitt has one more opportunity to be the only man to beat Todd Oden this year. He done it at the first race back when in Union, I believe it was. Here it is this late in the season. Todd Oden winning race after race after race. Bounty put on his head, so Josh Pruitt is the one man standing this final round of D-Gas to not only take out Todd Oden, but to collect on that $402 bounty. What a payday this could be for this young man, and the way that car just launched, I believe it may happen.
Trying to make Granny proud right here. Josh Pruitt taking the win, and there you see the elation of his family and crew as they celebrate on the starting line.
What an accomplishment that is for the Pruitt team. His mother, his father, his grandparents, everybody here to see this happen. What a rewarding win and an accomplishment to have taken out the contender Todd Oden, the champion, in this race in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Look at that finish.
Did you beat him? Yes. Okay. We couldn't tell. Josh Pruitt, you have done what was seemingly the impossible. possible. Congratulations, young man. Young blood, I know you and your family are going to be elated. Don't forget the $403 bounty you just collected, and you just took out Goliath. Congratulations.
My throat hurts. I'm screaming. Yeah, I can't believe I did it. Third time's a charm. I got him. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Well, I went down and talked to your grandmother beforehand, so she said if you didn't win, she was going to have to be rough on you. So now I expect she better cook you a meal of your choice.
Something like that. Biscuits and gravy. I love her biscuits and gravy, so hopefully that.
Well, congratulations, Josh, buddy. We will see you in the winner's circle. Great job, Todd. Brother, we knew sooner or later it had to happen, but I know that outside of not being able to collect on that $403 bounty, that you got to be able to give it up to Josh Pruitt. Them guys done a heck of a good job.
Yeah, I really, really did. I'm proud for him. A great run. We were, side by side all the way down through there. So he beat me off the tree. So hands down, good job to them.
As everybody knows that's been following Southeast Gassers, they know how dominant Todd Oden has been in that XX 58 Chevrolet. So a bunch of people's got together that got tired of seeing Todd Oden win. We give him all the credit in the world for it, but we just got tired of seeing it. So they put together a $400 bounty, and I'm here to present this. I ain't going to try to name all the people that did it, but there was a bunch of people. Roger Richards even put in $3. So, Josh, here's your $403. And here is you a picture of the bounty poster for Todd Oden. $400 bounty. I can't give him my card. He said he couldn't give his card. Congratulations, buddy.
What we're watching here is a preparation to do a P&G, which is a verification of cubic inches. In the Southeast Gassers in all classes, and especially in C-Gas, these cars have to weigh a certain amount of weight per cubic inch. In C-Gas category, it is 8 pounds per cubic inch. Josh Pruitt, with the Youngblood, has just done the unthinkable seemingly these days, and that is taking out Todd Oden in D-Gas. And with that being said, we're verifying that his engine is what he says it is in cubic inches, so that we can then verify that the weight is accurate and that this was a solid and clean win.
That ought to be good. What was the last number? 297. It comes up to 297, so we're missing it. You're down. You're good. You're plenty good. That don't mean you can go take weight off. when the engine's that hot, but it's showing up that you're way within your range.
Doug, no stranger to the final round, my friend, but you have got one tough competitor in Todd Blackwell. But, I told him after he beat Jerry, I said, Todd, you may not be able to win the points, but you have just stirred the pot really big time by taking Birch out. You made a round. How do you go up here in this final round with that kind of competitor? What's in your mind?
Do just what we've been doing all night. It's like I told you earlier, win races, points take care of themselves. You told me that. But I'm just going to go up and do my thing. I'm not going to let him get in my head. I'm on the same thing, whether I've been doing right or wrong all night. It's going to be the same thing we've been doing for the last 3 rounds.
Well, keeping him out of your head is probably the best practice for you, Doug, because he, in the end of the day, he's really no tougher than anybody else out here. So the point is, you've made rounds all day. You've put them on the trailer, so you just got to do it one more time. And if you do, you have just tied for the championship.
That's it. I got half of them back a while ago, so here we go.
Good luck to you.
Get in. Sit down and shut up. Let's go,
Good luck to you. We'll be looking for you in the finals. Buddy, you are no stranger to the final rounds. You've been here many times, but you do know that every drag racer loves to win races, and Doug Dobbins over here really needs to win this drag race. How does that affect your mindset going into that stage beam?
Well, I try to take every race like there's nobody beside of me. And I know he's a good driver, got a good car. He's going to be trimming in the tree, so I gotta go out there and do my job.
So regardless of his accomplishments, past or present, he's not even beside you.
That's right. I'm
going to call bluff on that, but anyway, we'll be waiting to see. Good luck to you. We'll be looking for you in the finals, brother.
Thank you very much.
Here we go for all the marbles. There's a slingshot Todd Blackwell taking on Doug Dobbins in that car he calls the Medicine Man.
David, all the marbles is so true in this one. Doug Dobbins needs this win like you cannot imagine, because if they can go to the shady side with that man just in the scene, Jerry Birch there from the Freebird team, if they can go to shady side tied for the points, that's going to get in Jerry's head. And Joey, I don't care how you slice it. Now, on the other side, Todd Black, you just seen his sister backing him into the stage lanes. Right now, these two guys are up here. They have fought this race all day long. They are ready to be crowned a winner, a champion of this event. Both these guys, no matter what Todd said, I promise you, he is thinking about that tough red Chevy 2 in the other lane. They are ready to go. Time to do battle.
Oh, the big red eye catches Todd Blackwell leaving early, so a red light gives it over to the red Chevy 2 of Doug Dobbins.
And that just gave Doug Dobbins a tied points. There's Jerry Birch, the sportsman that he is, him and Joey, congratulating Doug's wife and family and team with that win, knowing that they're tied. What pressure is on these two guys for Shady Side, I don't know. But congratulations, Doug Dobbins.
Doug Dobbins, I tell you what, you and this little red Chevy 2, you are one heck of a team. Let me tell you, buddy, you had him on the chip, he went red. You just tied the points lead with Jerry Birch. What a race Shady Side is going to be. Congratulations, Doug Dobbins.
Well, does it feel good or what? Man, oh, man, oh, man. Yesterday when we were talking, if you'd have told me this was going to happen, I tell you, you need to change drugs. You smoking the wrong stuff. How about this thing, boy?
Oh, she doing good. And don't forget, Seagas, $100 in AMSOIL product pledge at this race today. You just picked that up too, brother.
I forgot about that. Really appreciate people doing stuff for us. It makes us easier.
That it does.
But I am so tight right now, I can't hardly stay in this car. Man, oh, man.
Well, you go get with your family and your team. We'll see you in the winner's circle. And, yes, thanks again to BD AMSOIL for stepping up in Seagas with $100 worth of AMSOIL product. Kenneth Phillips going into the final round. This is certainly not the first time you and Donovan has faced each other in the finals. Brother, anything special? I mean, do you have any plans? Is this going to be a pushover? How's this going to be?
There really ain't no plans in drag racing. You just get out there and do what you're supposed to do and see who wins.
Well, that's true, but I mean, when you make it to the final round, this is what I used to always say. You work just as hard to get to the finals, win, lose, or draw, so you might as well make it a win. So, that final round to me always had that, okay, we've got to win this race. There's got to be strategy here that I can use. Or you maybe don't do that. Maybe you just say, I'm going to go out and run my car, and I'm going to let the car outrun him.
Maybe that's what I should start doing. But that's what I do. I go out there and see what the car's going to do.
Well, that's really has done you pretty well, There's nobody saying that you've slouched on anything, but maybe you and I just went about racing different.
Right. I may change.
Donovan got old Pop-in-Law by chance, Kenneth Phillips in the finals, but I'm surprised to see you here just sitting quite relaxed. What is your game plan going into this? Because no matter what, a drag racer wants to win a race.
Well, Tim Bailey said it last race. He said A to B, and he won, so I'm just going to say A to B.
Well, and obviously that has to happen, at least better than the guy beside you to win. Now, I asked Kenneth what is his strategy. Kenneth tells me he just going to go race. He said he didn't matter if it's Donovan or who. He just going to go put a lap down.
Well, I'm the same way. Like I said, I never race the person. I always race the racetrack. And so I'm sure me and Kenneth will have some fun out there regardless.
A-Gas finals right there. Kenneth Phillips and Donovan Stott going to get it on right here in North Myrtle Beach.
David, as I always say, the kings of the Southeast Gassers Association, A-Gas, these are bad dudes, and this racetrack is a little bit rough in a few places going down it. These cars really struggle. They put down a lot of power. You got a lot of family right here on the starting line. Kenneth Phillips, Megan Phillips' father, Megan being Donovan's girlfriend, maybe wife-to-be, Julietta Phillips, Kenneth's wife. There's a lot of family here, so there's a lot of dinner table bragging rights fixing to go down here, David. And the thing is, Donovan is comfortable in this, in that the Southeast Gassers 2017 A-Gas points are secured. There he is. He will be the champion for this year, so he can just go enjoy this race like he said. Me and Kenneth's going to have some fun, but it's still a drag race. And look at that, Anglia. Just look at the drag race.
Third gear wheelie and Kenneth Phillips drives by him on the big end. What a drag race right here to finish up this great event. Look at that lead, and wheels up in third gear going down through there. And Kenneth Phillips, though, marches right on to victory.
I'm telling you, Donovan, Kenneth, these guys are professionals in every right. From the running of the race to the shifting of the gears to the maintaining that straight center line down that racetrack. And that was just a drag race. I'm sorry, I love it.
Kenneth Phillips, hey, brother, final round, North Myrtle Beach Dragstrip. You just put Donovan points champion on a trailer. It got to be a good day for you.
It's a good day. I know that I had to really try to do that because he's a driver and he gets all the holes. So.
Well, you had lane choice on him, presumably because y'all was both running left lane today. You chose the left lane, and I was watching from my perspective down here, and, buddy, let me tell you, that was one good sounding drag race. I don't know about looking.
Yeah, I bet it was. And that left lane, it seemed to do me better today, and so that's the reason I chose left lane. Try to get all I could.
Looks like it paid off.
It did.
Well, congratulations on your win today, Kenneth. Great job, son. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings to close another day and another drag race at North Myrtle Beach Dragstrip. What a day it has been, and the multitude of congratulations goes out to Josh Pruitt for collecting that bounty on Todd Oden in D-Gas. Nobody thought that was possible. I said in the drivers' meeting this morning, if you happen to beat Todd Oden, don't forget to collect your $403 bounty, and the Smithsonian Institute wants your car. But aside from that, there is one race left, Shady Side Dragway in November, Shady Side, Bowling Springs, North Carolina. Now, this is where the battle for the C-Gas points will be decided, because as we leave here, Doug Dobbins has won the race in C-Gas and capitalized that into tying the points against Jerry Birch. So those two guys go into Shady Side, absolute tie for the points. A-Gas, that has been decided. Donovan Stott has sewed up the A-Gas points. Congratulations to him, but he still has a race to win this season. That one being the final one at Shady Side again. Now, D-Gas, Todd Oden, certainly sewed up the points. No question there, but he did lose today's event. So can he win one more race in 2017 plus the points championship? A special thanks goes out to BD Amsoil. They stepped up $100 benefit of components to the C-Gas winner. They tell us they're going to stay with us, so stay with us, Amsoil. This is a great and growing thing. Final and last but not least, dear Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer. We thank you for the day's blessings that you have given us in this wonderful facility and the drag racing that you provided to us and that we got to see. I tell you what, it could not be any better than what we've had today. The people that surrounded us, the family, our heart goes out to Boot Leonard and his family for all of their loss, but we all know that one day again we'll get to meet in heaven, provided that we just follow your rules, dear Father. So again, thank you. Protect us all as we go home, and we pray this in Jesus Christ's holy name. Amen.